Hi, welcome to my channel. This channel is against science, basically against, you see, science against physics. Physics is wrong, but all the sciences are wrong. So 90% from all of them. So in this video I cut from other video and comment. This is about Suchitra Sebastian, like this physics professor. I also watch Suchitra about a theory of everything. Watch.
I don't think there's evidence that a theory of everything exists. What I find interesting is that you start out with these almost ghost-like objects that you can't measure the extent of, you can't physically access. It's a probability. So how do you wrap your head around that? It is these sort of ghostly objects that move through each other without a physical extent. But what I find fascinating is when you have them collectively come together they do form a physically measurable entity, the macroscopic wave function that collectively they organize into. Now you can touch it, you can feel it, and it has macroscopic consequences. And for me, that's one of the incredible things about
So this is the way I made the videos. If you know, I cut from other videos and I comment them. So it will be about if you can make a theory of everything or not. So it is possible through mathematics. It is not. I'm telling you, mathematics is geometry. Geometry means measurement of a land, of volumes, or so even though the objects are inside the space time, this is their trick. They give the space back. The space is like the unification of everything, because they must sit here. But on short, if you have a few substances, they not interact only with these principles of mathematics, adding, subtracting, or. So she's talking about if it is possible. They forget it was in philosophy that the chemistry is not united with physics, and they do not know that Einstein said somehow that you must have some derivable function, so you must control the cause and effect. Okay, you predict what is going to be the effect, but the causality must be some antecedent, like in logic A implies B. So now you have a function, derivable function, and you obtain some precedent. Okay, so the logical function, even from chemistry, you understand what I'm telling you. So in chemistry you have part is A implies B, like this in logic. Okay, so you have like a reaction, let's say of carbon hydrogen 4 with burning oxygen, the molecule of dioxide of carbon, and the resultant. So why you cannot make, if it is programmed with logical parameters, the solution that you are taking on these days is incorrect. Okay, so because it is monosubstantial, the unification, monosubstantiality of a single kind of reasoning, like numbers are the job. Suppose if you want to put it together, you suppose a monosubstantial way of thinking. So if the equation of the physics are like in chemistry, more like in chemistry, to have some parts and different, this is what I want to understand. So for Einstein, the causality was the derivable function because Newton said so. Okay, but if you have another kind of functions or derivable functions, or you not derivable function, another kind of implication in philosophy, this means multiple causality. Okay, so watch another part and I will speak more.
Yeah, just the shape-shifting nature of things at the quantum level not having a more ethereal quantity, but equally they're the same things that come together to form what we can touch and feel. All of these have at the heart of them, it is a self-assembly of these electrons, which started out in the shape-shifting form, but they come together And also, they can shapeshift to form different things. Under certain conditions, you could have the electrons come together to form a magnet. Under slightly different conditions, they would come together to form a superconductor or an insulator. And I think, to me, that's what's incredible about it. It's not the stuff that makes it up, it's how they interact with each other. And that's what I find really fascinating. This idea of emergence, of collectivity, is not the. I think we often think of reducing things down to there's some constituent particle that's at the heart of everything. And I view it very differently as, yeah, it's interesting to study the constituent particle, but what I find fascinating is how do we understand the material universe, trees, rocks, nature, buildings, and all of them are from these ethereal particles, which are a probabilistic wave function, but coming together, interacting with each other, they form all of matter that's all around us.
So you see, I must make you understand, okay, this stuff. So it is no single causality, because Einstein said so. There are multiple causality. That's why in chemistry, the formulas look like in a logical implication. You have some antecedent, they will precede something, will follow something. So you see the causality is multiple, because you the is like a narrow the implication for T1 to T2. It's a narrow. This will follow this. But the arrow is not a single in logical single causality. So you see, you put this, but they did not know philosophy and they trick you. So can you make, if you understand, if you have four substances, they are spatial, they are in space, must be in the same space, in the same chamber to interact. But the properties is not space like to define them with numbers. They're substances, and the interaction causality is not with intrinsic geometrical number, but interaction with qualities of properties. So if you have four substances to interact, you see, that's why you are searching for some reductionist way of thinking. So the unificationism and a totality of reasoning, like a single equation. So that's why you are searching wrong stuff, okay? You have a substance, energy is a substance, how you are understanding. Another one, maybe light has energy and other stuff, multiple substances, they interact in space. So can you make this? But if you understand, you do not want to God to be like creator of this, and then you must have a single reasoning, like all philosophers. From water pushes and produces everything, like Nietzsche said. Cause is not something that pushes and pull until it's obtain everything. So now that's why your Big Bang is falsify your reasoning. Something exploded, everything is spatial, and somehow everything must be obtained by itself, by from itself. Okay. So watch another part, the video I'm commenting. I will speak more.
Yeah, one of the things I wonder is why are we trying to develop a theory of everything? And is that a meaningful quest even to progress towards a theory of everything? I am not convinced it is. I think the idea of a theory of everything, the basis is we're working towards some model which we can put everything, all these forces into it, and somehow we come out with an equation where we can explain everything in the universe. And I think for a theory to work, it would need to be predictable. So we would need to be able to predict everything in the universe. I think that that's one way of looking at it. But I think that a model-based system is actually not going to be able to explain everything in the universe. And so I think one question is, okay, if we do believe in a theory of everything, how would we go about testing it or finding what that theory is? And another question is, well, firstly, do we believe such a theory of everything even exists? And not just how do we go about, not just assuming such a theory exists and then going about testing it or finding it. And I don't think there's evidence that a theory of everything exists.
So this is the reasoning. You cannot make if you do not understand there's multiple causalities. You cannot intersect them. With a will you can sculpt something, and with your will you can make you see. So it is decided to be like this. So the like implication logic, it is a formula that some acids interact in this manner, but then there is some implication of like a basis or gases, when you decompose electricity something. Okay, so now they are decided to be like this always. When you proceed like this, so it follows from this, but in not the same function, in the same function manner, you see. And you don't understand that light can be programmed. And now she's talking about the basis of electrons. I'm telling you the electron does not exist, it's still light. There's no conversion between light and this. You catch light, they send light through cables from hydrocentral power plant in this case, and not atomic production. So this is light, is not a conversion between electron. Light, it is energy. So you do not understand this has a color red. It is light. Light, it is heating and it shows you colors. The dilution factors, when with you are done this with light, with levels of light, like music, like this. So if the electron does not exist, you see, you are believing somehow that you are searching not even this unification theory wrong, but your theory is wrong. So what she says supplementary, we know the forces that look.
And I don't think there's evidence that a theory of everything exists. And one of the reasons I say that is emergent forms of matter. So if we were just electrons, so we have not even put in gravity, we haven't even put in anything else, just with electrons, we can start with, say, Schrodinger's equation, we can write it down, we're not in any doubt about what the equation is. We put every single electron into this equation, every single electron interacts with every single other electron. We know what the forces are. And one has atoms, the electrons interact with the ions, one has, many, many terms in this equation.
So maybe I did not put, but you'll connect this video. A force is defined with mass. It's impact. It's the only force. But now if you emit an absorbable light like without force, this is not hitting with force. Now you see my hand is not. It is absorbed and emitted with some frequencies, some quantities per way, but does not have a force. So it says we know forces. What force? This is the only force, mass times acceleration, Newton force. So now it's about strong forces and weak forces. You see, I can break this liquid. This is a look. I broke it, like you broke this rock. So atomic forces, you are understand, they are lying to you. To cover this connection, atomic connection, you can break a piece like this, a plastic, you break it. So there's also atomic connection. So this is what I'm hiding from you. But this can be break in different manner. Like you cut it with a laser, you break it with a force, you put light, you put fire to melt it. You see. So the connection between atomic forces, you see. So it speaks in the wrong manner. You hire this physics professor. The physics is wrong, especially 19% of physics. So you see what is the connection? There means sound. The sound is light. Sound. I've told you, light also. So this is made from copper. This from iron. So there's some connection. The both of them are you hear them, okay? So through both of them, through copper and iron, flows light. As I'm telling you that the electricity does not exist. Maybe in the per volume the same manner. If you have this cable on copper cables, it's a cork, okay, or from iron, there's some frequencies passes the same time, the same way. Maybe I have aluminium wires, and so they have similar properties, and and that's why you see you must you in your head understand somehow that it must be unified. This you have a function to unify this, but okay, but so different, the tone of emission of copper, so you see they have multiple possibilities. They emit light. It is light, so it's a frequency of light. Can capture it with a phone, and you can know the quantity of energy that you can capture. A sound has only a shock wave, like a sound matter, and this is the same, you see. So in this manner you are believing somehow that you can make it. So watch another part and I will close this video. So if you understood, I give you steps to reason about this kind of stuff. So watch.
But even if we were able to solve this equation, which would be a challenge, but let's say we had a supercomputer and we could solve this equation, would it tell us what matter is, what emergent? I don't think there's any evidence it would, because I think a lot of evidence is to the contrary, that the properties which emerge at a large scale, matter which we observe, macroscopic matter, actually the quantum phases we observe are dramatically different. So like I was telling you about consciousness and neurons, it's like saying, let's aim to achieve a theory of neurons and how they interact with chemicals, and let's spend all our resources trying to find a perfect theory. That's nice. Will it tell you about consciousness? I don't think it will. And it's like that when we say, let's spend all these resources trying to find a theory of everything. Is it going to tell you about emergent phenomena which are dramatically different from these particles interacting with each other? I don't think there's any evidence to show us, actually there's evidence to the contrary. Those emergent phenomena will not be yielded by this theory where we put in all the fundamental reduced particles we found and the forces between them. So that's my 2 bits.
You see, maybe I intersected with this in Romanian, like Suchitra Sebastian, okay? So so you understand their connection in chemistry, but they are made with lights, and you do not understand the light is programmed. And you can program in different manner. You see, you program some tonality, some interaction, they emit colors. You see in chemistry phenolphthalein, like you put it in blue colors, it shows to you even that it got a tonality of a chemical reaction, and you still believing that it is done with electrons. What it is color if it is not light, and you put those substances, you change the color in a chemical procedure, you do not realize that some ton of energetic ton of light tone was produced. You see all the world is color with color. You see the painting, everything you see is done through light. The light can make strong, the light can, so it is a force, like I say, we know the forces. You see that you not believe that you not control the logical manner 5 properties to intersect another. It is hard, but I'm telling you, without no shame, you arrested children, all the physics professor, and you do not understand this is a star. It's a small star, and our galaxy is a sphere, and all the science, physics especially, is wrong. This is not gravitational system. So what forces you see is only one, like in a classical matter, impact matter. Even Newton searched what is light, okay? So you see, with light you can move a motor, you put it like that's how they're tricking you with electrons. You put light in a frequency, you produce a mechanical movement. Indirectly you move a mass with light, you see. But the procedure is not through heating, through some frequency vibrations, like but different kinds of or vibration like this and produce different kinds of motors. So you make a mechanical movement, the intersection is logical, like, and you not believe this, because you see you have some writings and you write with them, you make a coherent logical structures, and you do not believe this, you do not believe that God created and it is logical, rational. So now you must unify everything, like in an old chimera philosophy, like Aximene and Anaximander, Thales from Milet. These guys were reducing a Simonos, besides Thales. You have four substances. One single substance, like a pair on water, everything is fire. One substance, energy. So explode it and you make bullshit stories. You see, you are incapable to think these complex factors, okay? So there's no single causality that permeates everything. So you see, so then in temporal manner, you can decide to program, to write with light, to make it, to make geometrical patterns at your will, at your command, to intersect, to be emitted. You see, you can do this. You can change frequency, you can make many things with light, okay? So that's why so now strong connection, atomical connection are light from this engineering type. You can break this rock and you can break this iron, and you can break a water, you can break a cloud of vapor. This is a connection, atomic connection force. But the break procedures only in this mechanical matter is from through mass, but you can break it with light. But the light does not break this. So you see, you have two procedures: one from mechanical force with mass to break a song, and without this you can break it with light. You can dissolve something, you put acid, change the structure. So then if you take like a ball like this, let's say in transit space, you break it. So you see the connection, atomic and strong forces of connection of this dark light. You not understand. Somehow you are believing there's some protons or electrons, and it says the strong breaking points of the electron from the strata or something. But the strata themselves are light strata, okay? And the proton is the fire. Believe it or not, mass, you are after all this coherent speech I give you, if you do not understand, so from where do you learn? You see, is everything is made with these two substances that I managed to identify from fire. Fire is it's a matter, okay? The proton, electron does not exist, and light, and this is two fields, the infinite field somehow. So you search for in a wrong manner. If you know that your galaxy is a sphere, now you must unify something that you do not know. You do not know even these two substances, because God is telling you this programmed light here. He watch it and program it how he want it. So you deny God, you do not know philosophy, you do not know multiple causality like in chemistry, although they are in chemistry. The arrow is like, you see, and you are pretending somehow from physics that is more wrong than every science that exists. Games, all that stuff. You lie about electron, about forces like engineer, time, matter. Everybody not get it. You see, they're breaking points. Like you have a paper and you break it. You see, this is the connection, but they are light procedure from molecular type of structures, and you cannot identify a single coherency because the materials are made with light. So program structures, so you can make a paper like this, and you add some light in some hammer, you not have the same breaking point. You see, so molecular cohesion or addition. So this is where you are lying in physics, the big stuff to interdict science. You do not understand. So the connection, strong atomic and a weak connection exists there, but it is engineering my type of breaking points like this. And they are programmed somehow, and they differ, and can break material with force by mass acceleration, if it is. if it is somehow mass acceleration, if you understand, you cannot burn this with fire and you break the connection. You can put light on it, you see, with some frequency. You can break it in different waves of manner. Well, for absorption, so the light is absorbed and emitted, you see, without mass. It's not hitting with fire like this to slap you like with force, okay? It is absorbed and that pushes you with light. So it's not, so she says, you know the forces you do not know in physics. You are lying like a big time. The chemistry also is false somehow. So if you understood, this is about the unificationism and okay, if you have a theory of everything, this is will be the name of the video, a theory of everything. You could not have it, dudes. It will look in a way that you do not understand, not with numbers, 1.5 some bullshit, okay? You see, x, y, z in mathematics, they are variables, but you switch them not with substances but with numbers themselves, and the numbers are quantities. But in philosophy there's quality. A quality is a property. A property is red. The red is not an emerging property of space. You pack space somehow as red. It is on quality, okay? If you understand. So this is you are acting like children, children in schools. Many years you lied them that you know something. I'm telling you, Newton itself is false. You took the job from the real philosophers that maybe could tell you something, okay, and you profess to destroy even the science, the correct investigation. The electron does not exist. So we can go to the stars or galaxies, a sphere. We can colonize planet, but not with this weird science of yours, as lying science, like in prophetic manner, like a type of religion. This is orientated towards us, like all galaxies. It is at the border of our single galaxy that you can see. The universe is through these black clouds, black waters, like in Psalm 70 says, black waters in the sky, you see. And this is our stars pointing towards us, and the universe that you are bragging that you calculate all the mass and energies, all the physics, you do not know how it looks because our galaxy is programmed. Not everything is like a sun with a planet, a sun. This is a star, okay? The stars are not like our sun. They are small and we can go to the stars because they are real time with us, that we're not looking backwards. So it lies how you unify what you do not know, you see. And beyond our galaxy could be structures, because you do not know matter what it is. They're infinite fields somehow, like fire. It's an infinite field, does not have thermal energy. You can, it's like plasma. You make something. You in Romania we say a plus mui. It means to build, to do something, you see, from plasma, from to make, okay. So if you understand, you do not know the light itself is programmed. It could be an infinite field. You'll brag that is somehow a limited space, 300,000 kilometers, you see. It could be an infinite field, like the space itself or the time. You do not know science at this hour, bragging like these children, big pigs, big time, okay. So you brag with invention somebody did. Somebody made a light bulb. You see you have a light bulb that is square here. From the distance you'll see round, but and you are believing that all the stars could be round. There could be stars like this. This is a star. So this is a little bit what I wanted to tell you. We know forces, of course. You do not know science at this hour, dudes, and how it will look. It are in a reason time manner, like in logical steps, and it follows something, so you can predict. But because you observe that it follows like in logical manner, because God wanted that this will follow this stuff, okay. So multiple causality made by a rational mind, okay. So goodbye, God bless. This is the video for today. Maybe a big video, but okay, this is the way I make. Suchitra Sebastian, okay. Goodbye.